Okay, I'm Illustrator John McCoy, and here I've got my little setup with all my stuff. I've got the GoPro in there, paper, and the subject matter. So let's go.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. I'm Illustrator John McCoy. I'm based in Cincinnati, Ohio. This is my 34th daily drawing exercise of 2020. As you can see, I just did a thumbnail drawing of approximately the same aspect ratio as my larger drawing surface, which is 18 by 24. I'm using graphite to block in the sketch and getting all my detailed measurements. A lot of those were determined and made using the small thumbnail. And then it's a matter of transferring that via a rough thirds grid. So why is it really important is because of some things I kind of go jump in and eyeball, but because of the scale of the paper and the potentially confusing proportions of a vehicle, I find that vehicles are generally longer than you think they are. And a lot of this has to do with the foreshortening of the different pieces on the vehicle, the different components that make up the vehicle. But there's some very confusing measurement areas, like where the windshield begins and ends on the contour versus the internal three-dimensional structure of illusionistic space. That sounds very sophisticated, but what I actually just mean is that for example, that little angle where the windshield meets the hood on the outer contour of the drawing, it's kind of a change in angle. And then how far over to take the actual top of the windshield versus the bottom of the windshield when you're dealing with the inside of the drawing. It's very tricky, so it's always good to do really detailed measurements. The thumbnail sketch helps with that. It helps it so that you don't run off the page with your drawing, which if had I just jumped in, I probably would have, because there's a tendency to have a sort of a visceral visual connection of scale as you look at an object when you're doing a direct live observation drawing, how you have a tendency to want to make an object a certain size. But if you constrain your proportions, you end up staying on the page and measuring things based off of that information, as opposed to letting things fly based off of the natural proportion of your eye to the object seen to your hand-eye coordination. So with this one, I was kind of chaotic with the strokes, but I was very, very intentional with the proportions of where each tonal area or block of color went. I was deliberately not paying too much attention to the directionality of strokes. The fact that the whole piece obeys that rule brings unity to the piece, and it's kind of impressionistic to a degree because it allows for me to interpret the texture of something rather than have the information in the drawing force the viewer to understand what texture is. I also brought in the vine charcoal because the lighting was fading, and I'm kind of glad I was pushed in that direction because it allowed me to bring more accuracy to the values, or put more value information into the piece, which really I feel like took the piece up a notch. So that's pretty much it for this one. This one took an hour and a half in real time. Really enjoyed doing it, and I look forward to more observational drawings. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel and share this video with family and friends. Thanks for watching. God bless.